What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with Laughter. Today, we are going to go over our WWE Monday Night Raw review. We're going to go over everything that happened in the ring and outside the ring. It was kind of an interesting Raw. But we're going to start it off. I usually go by matches first, and then I do backstage segments last. But one backstage segment we're going to talk about to start it was LA Knight and Jey Uso getting into it backstage over Jey Uso spearing him last week. So you can't really blame LA Knight too much for wanting to get his hands on Jey. So that will lead up to something later on in the night. Then we got in the ring, and we got John Cena to start the show. Again, is John Cena normal promo, his normal babyface promo. I love John Cena to death. He's my favorite wrestler all the time. So I still think it was just a normal, generic babyface promo. I hate this feud between him and Brock. I kind of like the fact that they're going to be fighting each other, but I don't like how they don't interact. They didn't have no promo battles together. John Cena's not scheduled to be on SmackDown, but Brock is. Brock didn't show up to Raw, but Cena was there. It's just a hot mess in my opinion. I don't like the build up that they've done for this match. I think they're being kind of lazy about the build up to Brock Lesnar versus Cena. You could have replayed the greatest hits with that one. Had them brawl and had everybody clear the locker rooms and break them up again. You could have done so much to kind of have that nostalgia feel for this feud, but instead, we got Brock Lesnar F5 and John Cena a whole bunch of times, and that's it. It still ain't given an explanation to why he's after Cena, which I guess he don't need one, but it would make it a little bit better if we knew an explanation to why he's after Cena. But anyways, we get through the Cena promo, and then we go into our first match, which was Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. The match itself was okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe it's a hot take on my opinion, but I think the Raquel and Valkyria match last week was better than the Valkyria and Perez match. In my opinion, that's just my personal opinion. Right now, I'm a big fan of Raquel and what she's doing, and hopefully they keep working with her, and she's doing really good right now. But the match. Raquel gets kicked out due to trying to interfere in a match. Valkyria picks up the win. Then Raquel comes back out, and they do the whole beating her down. And all of a sudden, we get a Bayley return. Thank God. She needs to be on our TVs. And by the way, I love what they're doing with Bayley right now. Her character. I love how she's just playing this crazy character. Don't know what to do. I love that. I think it's fantastic. I think they could go really far with this, especially since we lost Naomi due to her getting pregnant. This could be a way to push Bayley in that spot, and I think they should have her being that crazy character. And I would love it. I love Bayley. I think she's awesome. She's a future Hall of Famer, and I'm just happy to see her back. Then we got Kofi and Penta. And again, an okay match. I like the springboard into the Mexican Destroyer. Thought that was beautifully done. Altogether, decent match. Penta picks up the win. And there's more that happens backstage, and I will get into that later on in the video. Then the next segment we had was the Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins and CM Punk and AJ Lee promo. I tell you what, I'm excited for the feud. I like what they did with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, how they made it look like they wasn't on the same page for Becky Lynch to slide back in and hit a manhandle slam on AJ Lee. I think that's fantastic. Go ahead and give CM Punk another good slap there. I love the slap AJ gave Seth Rollins, and I just think it's going to be a fantastic match. I think it's going to steal the show. Actually, match I'll get into later, I think is going to steal the show of WrestlePalooza, but I think this is going to be a really good match on the card. Then after that, we got the match between El Grande Americano and Dragon Lee. And I tell you what, I know Ludwig Kaiser is the one behind the mask. So we think. I could be proven wrong, but we're going with Ludwig Kaiser for now. I honestly don't know who the other two are. Maybe you guys know. You can let me know down in the comments. I've not really been keeping up who else has been El Grande Americano. But all in all, a decent match. And then we got El Grande Americano 2 come out and tried to interfere. Then we had AJ Styles come out. And then El Grande Americano 3 come out and did end up taking out AJ Styles. And the other El Grande Americano interfered, and El Grande Americano won the match. That's a freaking mouthful. But anyways, so we'll see what happens with that. But I'm just telling you, I love what they're doing with Ludwig Kaiser. Him being, I wish they would just let him be himself, really. But I like, if they're going to feature him and how good he is, then by all means, let him be El Grande Americano. That's perfectly fine with me. Then the next match we got, which got set up in the backstage segment, which we'll talk about, was Stephanie versus Kairi Sane. I usually just say Stephanie the Queer, or however you say it. I'm not good at saying her last name, but anyway, Stephanie versus Kairi. All in all, a decent match. I like the match. Stephanie picked up the win. Obviously, she needed to. It wouldn't have made sense if she lost. And then we got an interference from Asuka after the match, wanting to step in there, and Io Sky appears and stops her. And we get another backstage segment between them, but we'll go over that a little bit later. But I'm excited. This is the match I was talking about that I think is going to steal the show. The Stephanie and Io Sky match at WrestlePalooza, I think, is going to steal the card. I really do. I think they're gonna do very well. They've already wrestled once on a Monday Night Raw, and I love that match. So I'm hoping that they bring it to WrestlePalooza and we get a 5-star match out of that, because I think they could really deliver one if they really wanted to. Especially Io Sky, she's one of, if not the best female wrestler right now in as far as in ring. She's hard to top. But before we get in the main event, we'll go ahead and go over our backstage segments real quick, starting with the Stephanie McQuare and Io Sky with Asuka and Kairi Sane, how that all got set up. Basically, Asuka come and told Stephanie that she's going to have Kairi Sane face her in a match and all this, and then Stephanie obviously accepted, and Io Sky's in the middle of it, don't know what to do, and then we get the match, and then after the match, Asuka and Io Sky are yelling at each other, and Io Sky's obviously wanting to do this on her own, and who can blame her? But anyways, and by the way, before I even move on, Asuka is so underrated, it's unreal. I think they could be doing so much more with her. We need help in the Women's United States title division, the Women's Intercontinental title division, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship division. Asuka could fit into any of those roles, and I think she's really underutilized right now, and I hate it because she's almost on the same level to me as Io Sky. Maybe that's a hot take, I don't know, but she's almost on the same level when it comes to in-ring performance. But after the Lyra Valkyria and Roxanne Perez match where Bayley got involved, we see a backstage segment where Bayley is pretty much going crazy. backstage talking to herself and with the different voices in her head. And Lyra just she knocks on the door, but she just goes ahead and walks on in. And Bayley goes off on her, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Again, I can't say enough that I love this character that they got for Bayley. And I'm pretty sure it was after that segment. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please comment. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is where the New Day beat up Penta in the back, and which was the next one I was going to go to, where the camera cuts and Penta's laying on the ground and New Day is beating him up. I think it sets up a couple things. One, Penta's going to need help, so you could get Ray Phoenix to come and help him, or we could get a return of Austin Theory, or both. He could get Ray Phoenix to help him, and because they got Grayson Waller, you get Austin Theory to join Penta's team. I can see it going either way. We'll see what comes of it. I kind of like what's going on with the New Day and the whole Penta thing. I think it's funny. I think it's good. So keep on with it. But the next segment I was going to go to after that was we'll get into some more of the LA Knight and Jey Uso stuff. We got LA Knight and Jey Uso with the general manager trying to talk out their differences, and neither one of them want to budge. And then general manager makes a tag team match for LA Knight versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed for later on in the night, and told him that he had to pick a tag team partner, and he said he was going to pick Jimmy Uso, and Jay did not like that. And then you go on a little bit later, and LA Knight is talking to Jimmy Uso and asking him to be his partner, and Jimmy tells him that he can't do it. And then we get Jimmy going to Jay, and Jay telling him that you can't be LA Knight's partner, and upsetting Jimmy. And then Jimmy goes back to LA Knight and tells him that he will be his tag team partner. I love what's going on right now, because you can't tell. Maybe neither one has to turn heel, but one of them I feel is going to turn heel, whether that be LA Knight or that be Jey Uso. And I'm leaning a lot towards Jey Uso, and I can see it happening. I'm not going to give everything away because I'm making my WrestlePalooza predictions, but I could see a world where Jey Uso turns on his brother at WrestlePalooza and joins the division. I don't know why I can see it. Don't ask me why. I don't know how it would make sense. Actually, I do, with the whole Paul Heyman and the relationship Jay used to have with Seth. So I could make it make sense. So, I mean, you just never know. It's WWE. You never know. I don't know if that'd be the right decision. He is a top merch seller. The Yeet is very hot still right now, but so is LA Knight's Yeah. That's why I'm saying they could do a feud between LA Knight and Jey Uso without turning either one of them heel. But I could see a world where they turn Jey Uso, because the way he's acting, he's trying to be a tribal chief, and I could see a world where, like, Jimmy caught him on the phone and he said, "Doesn't matter." Everybody's thinking, "Oh, he's trying to talk to Roman. Maybe he's trying to talk to Seth." I'm just throwing it out there now. Don't get onto me too much. I'm just throwing it out there that it is a possibility that it could happen. Again, don't know if it will or not. All right, so moving on from that, as far as backstage segments, we did get an interaction between Stephanie and Rhea Ripley backstage, saying whoever wins at WrestlePalooza she's coming after, and pretty much teasing that match, and it's a match I want to see, so I'm happy for them to run it. Again, don't want to spoil too much because I am going to do a WrestlePalooza predictions. But that is a match I would like to see. There's a couple good matches I'd like to see Stephanie in, and we'll get to. She's still really young in her career. Then we got a segment between Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day, and we're inching closer and closer and closer to their breakup, I believe. I think it'll happen after Liv Morgan comes back from injury. I think that's when the breakup will happen. But Finn Balor, you can see little teases every week from Finn Balor, and it's like he went off the rails on tonight's episode of Raw. And then you get Rusev to interrupt and want to introduce himself as the future Intercontinental Champion. I say give it to him. I mean, Dom, he's had it for a while. He's got the AAA Championship, which, by the way, I didn't make a review on, but, man, that is awesome. Dominic, 2 belts. I love it. But he's had the Intercontinental Championship for a while. I say give it to Rusev and let him go on a dominant Intercontinental Championship run. Kind of like the Gunther run, but not as long. You don't have to do it as long as the Gunther run, but build him up as a Gunther-like Intercontinental Champion. I think it would be fantastic. Excited to see it when it does happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but we'll get it eventually. But moving on, the last thing we got to talk about is our main event, which was Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus LA Knight and Jimmy Uso. Again, okay match. I like the way Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker looked working together. They look like a power duo, in my opinion. But anyways, Jimmy Uso ends up eating the pin and losing to Braun and Bronson. I kind of agree with that because you can't really have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed lose this close to Wrestling Palooza. You can't really have LA Knight keep eating pins. He's got to stop eating pins. And I hate it for Jimmy, but out of all of them, he was the best one to take the pin, in my opinion. So we got that, and then they started attacking again, and we got Jey Uso coming out to make the save. And then Jey Uso has a change of heart, apparently, and saying, we're good. Him and LA Knight shake hands, and they hug it out. And then LA Knight turns around and hits Jey Uso with the BFT. And that's how the show goes off air. Will I think LA Knight get involved in this match? I don't know. And it's kind of weird to me anyways, because he just feels like an outsider in this feud. And maybe it's a way, again, my theory might be right, and Jay turn on his brother, and then LA Knight comes out to help his brother. Who knows? But that's the only way I don't know. Or maybe I got it all wrong, and LA Knight joins the Vision. I can see a world where LA Knight joins the Vision as well. It could happen. I wouldn't necessarily argue with it too much, to be honest with you. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't argue with it too much with either one of them. It gives them something to do. It helps build them up even further than what they're already built up. And they get to show their heel sides. If you want my honest opinion, I kind of rather see LA Knight join the Vision than Jey Uso, because LA Knight's been on his babyface run for a while, and with the Yeet stuff, you could keep him a babyface and make LA Knight a heel and let LA Knight explore the heel side. And maybe that's the way we get a LA Knight World Championship win, because we desperately need it. We need a LA Knight World Championship win. I'm one of those people that keep holding on to what Triple H said. Good things come to the ones who wait. And my God, we've waited so freaking long for this LA Knight World Championship win. I say give it to him sometime in the near future. Right now, it don't really make sense with the whole thing on with Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It don't really make sense at the moment. But later on, when this feud ends, he already has beef with. That's what I'm saying. You make him a heel. He already has beef with CM Punk. Now he's got beef with Jey Uso. I think that's that could be a perfect remedy to push LA Knight to the next level, which he should have already been at in the first place. But Regardless, that was our Monday Night Raw review. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe. And leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought about Monday Night Raw. And if I get enough comments, I'll make a video on the comments about your guys' opinions on Monday Night Raw. So just please let me know. And again, thank you guys so much. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one.